They say if you give a man a fish, then he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, then he'll eat for a lifetime. I guess the same goes for manhood. You tell a boy he's a man and it lasts for a day, but give him a reason to validate it, and he'll spend the rest of his life trying to prove it. We're going to circle back to that. Ways of a man 101. 1. I can be full of crap and make a cesspool sound good. 2. I can sneak glances at women. It don't matter if everyone else see me as long as her and my girl don't. I can have any woman I want regardless of if she will or won't. I remember being a young type, and my mother came home with a haircut, and my father looked like he was on the verge of popping a blood vessel. Like, how dare she not get my permission? Fast forward and multiplied, I make sure my girl understands that 3, my lack of vision equates her lack of mission. Excuse me, miss. What is it you hope to accomplish without me? If you do not want to be led, then how can I lead you? This is not a partnership. You are the queen in my chess game. As versatile as you are, the game is over without me. I've lost count at this point. May I speak a flaw to you? Welcome you into my life. A life's worth of my time can be spent in comparisons and measurements, and I found myself on the end of not measuring up. So when the numbers aren't in my favor, I have to make them add up and make sure that y'all know it. Henceforth, you are now looking at the loudest man in the room, and that I shall remain. As if in my silence, you can forget that I am one. I'm not the average guy from the radio. I don't walk around all draped in gold. My worth is not determined by the things that I own. Don't have to be a king. My old lady told me that me and my toxicity can exit her residence. Masculinity so big that it had to be addressed separately. Funny how it's not a problem when she popping off of a parking spots, and she needs a man's man to come to her defense. But when I had the same energy when she popped off on me, it's a problem. It's the same pride in both situations, but she tripping now. Is it because some women want the protector but can't handle the true characteristics of a man that will fight anyone on sight because of her lack of self-control? When I was in college, I was told that guys that grew up without fathers had an advantage in life, that they were better able to figure things out on their own, as if fatherhood was crippling. I went on throughout my collegiate career, refusing to ask my father for a thing. Having help is equivalent to being weak. And if I ain't get it out the mud, then it was given to me, and ain't nobody giving me a thing. If a man grew up in poverty, worked himself to the bone to provide for his family, his son could still possibly go out there and create his own struggle just to say he did it on his own. That's a man's man. My lady can't make more money than me unless it's because of equal opportunity initiatives in the workplace. Don't get me started on these hyphenated last names. Masculinity 101. If you do not measure up, then you must bring them down. Fear is okay, but shall never come to surface. And if anything threatens my respect, then I shall defend it up to death. Because being a man is worth my life, right? I can't go out like no hoe, right? This is how it's supposed to go, right? When I look in the mirror, the only one there is me. Not the world's idea of what a man is supposed to be. And I know my creator didn't make no mistakes on me. Do I believe that? I don't know. I find myself trying to validate what my Lord ain't qualified as means to get closer to him. Ain't impressing him. Sometimes I do it to impress women. Most of the time to show up other men smoking mirrors. What happens when the smoke clears and you shatter the glass that is my fragile masculinity? The imagery might resemble a waterfall in the distance. What will you see when it settles? Still a man, just not the one I portrayed myself to be. So here I am. I'm not the most athletic build. I like flowers more than the average guy. I say I love you and I give full body hugs. I sit in awe at the sight of a rainbow or two when they appear. And I cry. Not like the Indian tear cry, but the wailing cry that you get when you allow yourself to feel. Does God view me as any less of a man if I cry out my fears to him? Saying I need you because this world is a scary place. Scary in how it's made me view myself. Scary in how it made lies seem so honest. How it made me so strong. So strong that I can't be weak. How God gonna use me?